Yo, so you guys want to learn the quickest and easiest method to blending? Well, you can't, unless you follow these nice and easy steps. So, before we start, we need to change your tablet properties. If you guys got a Wacom or a bamboo tablet, then you can just type in your tablet details below in the search bar and find your tablet. So this is probably one of the most important things that you need to change if you guys want smooth blending. So the tip feel, I always want to keep it pretty firm. This is so that the touch is pretty light when you're drawing on it with your tablet. And also, if you guys want a quality of life change, then I would change this top modifier into the left alt, and that translates from Photoshop to being your eyedropper tool. So just click on modifier and then change it to left alt, and that lets you do things like this. So just hold that and then just paint it on. So now that you've got your tablet things out of the way, you guys can begin to properly organize your things. So I always like to name my layers. This makes it so when I'm looking back at my layers, it makes it easier to find like the color layer or the line work layer. I always like to keep swatches around as well, so this makes sure that the color does not get lost, and it's always these main colors I would stick to. And so I got these labeled down. This makes sure that your workplace is kind of organized. If you guys don't know what color to pick, then I would just go into the internet and I would go to ArtStation and I'll type in girl, whatever, and I would take one of these images. So this could be a nice image, so you could pick the color out of that and then add it into your color palette. This ensures that your colors are accurate and you get the highest quality colors possible from other artists. So before shading, I would make sure to turn on the pressure sensitivity for opacity. This makes it so when you are shading in your drawing, the lighter you touch, the more opaque the brush is, and the harder you touch, the more bolder the color will be. If this was not on, then it's just gonna follow the same boldness from the other example. So make sure to turn that on just by clicking it. So once you guys got your colors ready and everything else, then I would start shading. So I always like to start with the skin layer, and I would create a new layer called skin, and then I would use the mid-tone and increase the size and then just paint it on. And so you are just roughly painting in the base colors. So I would like to just roughly do this. You don't need to be neat or anything. We have hair now. Create a new layer. This character, by the way, was made by me. I concepted a character on my ArtStation, and there's a story behind her. She's like some witch girl who delves into dark magic and is pretty spiteful to the people that she hangs out with. I think she's a pretty interesting character, you know. She usually has her hair down, but this is kind of a nice change of pace when her hair is up in a bun. And so next layer would be the lips. Eyes. I think the eyes is probably the most important piece in your drawings, because I feel like that is one of the main things that people look at, and if your eyes are not pretty, then you guys might have a bad time. That's what I believe in though. Hoodie. I love hoodies. I have a collection of them in my wardrobe. Then we have a scarf. So remember guys, you just need to roughly color in this. It doesn't have to be perfect, because when you're at the rendering stage, that's when you have to make it look amazing or really good. We start to shade. I just use the hard round brush as my main brush. You guys can use any other brush, but I feel like the hard round brush works best for me. If I want to replicate a certain texture with my paintings, then I maybe would go to another brush I would download online and use this to try and create texture. I usually just start with the hard round. It's my go-to. So I would start with your darkest color and then shade in the shadows and just lightly add in the color. Continue to color pick and use the lightest color next to it to just blend. If you guys are not sure on where to put the shadows, then I would just guess. Art is pretty much just winging it and just pretending that you know what you're doing. I still learn new things every day with art and how to improve. I just keep practicing those methods and hope that positively affect my work into making them look better. So just continually color pick. And yeah, so this is roughly where the shadows will be for the skin. You can spend a lot of time shading and making it look smooth, but it's good to have some texture, because paint is just not, when you look at paint, you always like to see the texture, and texture is pretty important when painting, because smooth is just boring, you know? You want that texture. You guys can spend a lot of time just blending in the shade. Always keep a light touch. You want to look at your painting from afar as well, because people are not going to look at the details. They're not going to zoom into your painting and find the texture and the brush strokes here. They're going to see it from afar, and so it's important that when painting, you paint from afar as well. it's usually much harder to blend in the highlights and ensure that it's blended properly, but you just have to continually color pick and just, with a light touch, continue building up those strokes. And also when you're blending, it's important that you keep, a roughly big enough brush size. If you do a tiny brush size, then it will be much harder to blend in. I like to keep it roughly like around 80. It depends on how and where I'm looking at my art. So for her, it's kind of a more similar approach to the skin. Sometimes I would enable the size sensitivity, so when you're blending, you're able to create thin lines to try and mimic hair. So after around 15 minutes of extra blending, coloring in the parts in the image, if you guys want to add more color into your piece, because this is alright, but the skin's kind of drowned out, so I would take this, color pick this, create a new layer, and use the overlay layer with opacity of 30 or 20, and put that into the parts where you want just a little bit more color. So the cheeks, nose, maybe the chin. You don't really need to blend this because of the opacity, it just blends in seamlessly. So this is kind of the basic idea and method to shading. If you guys follow any other methods, then that's good, but I feel like this method works best for me because I would just watch so many videos on how to blend, and those methods didn't really suit my style. So if you guys want to follow this style that I have and develop it as your own, then you guys can follow this blending method to recreate that. Right now I'm just tidying up the edges, making sure that the color does not bleed, and that's just pretty much it. I urge you guys to just practice this method. This video does not really have a lot of memes and haha moments. It doesn't because I really want to make a tutorial to help you guys learn the basics of digital art. So I just tidied up some of the colors that were bleeding, and I would say that this is not really the final piece because there's still lines. This is roughly how I would blend and just render. I hope you guys again learn something from this video and use it to help improve your art skills. Goodbye.
Glad to see